What a great concept. Thank you, Tatiana. Folks, the New York Foundling organization believes in empowering children and families. One of the things they're known for is providing foster care and family services. More than 600 children are living in the Foundling foster homes and residential facilities throughout the city. Here to discuss the issues of foster care and to promote their Blue Party event, we're going to learn more about that. Please welcome the Assistant Vice President of Foster Care for the New York Foundling, Elizabeth Wright. Nice to have you, Ms. Wright.
Thank you for having me. Good to be here.
Let's back up, talk about foster care in general. Why is it? Why do we need it? How effective is it? And those kinds of things.
Yeah, so it's good to be here to talk about Foster Care Awareness Month. We need foster care to help keep kids safe and to provide some support to families when they're struggling and having a tough time. So we become involved at a point with families when they're pretty vulnerable, and our job is to help get them the services that they need and hopefully reunite families.
Talk to me about the process that takes a child from wherever they were to a point where they need to be a foster child, and then ultimately they get into a home and find parents and change their lives.
Yeah, so New York Foundling is a contract agency from ACS, and ACS will become involved with a family to investigate any kind of allegation of abuse or neglect. If ultimately a decision is made that a child is not safe to remain in their parents' care, they are removed and placed in foster care, Foundling being one of the agencies that services those children. When we become involved, we work to support families in addressing whatever the concerns were that brought the children into care, and our goal is to reunite children as quickly as we can with their parents.
How often does that process happen, that a child goes into foster care and then gets reunited? Seems to me that would be a long distance prospect.
It is far too long, and we're working really hard to shorten that time frame. At Foundling, we have a goal to try to return kids home within 6 to 9 months whenever possible. And we've been pretty successful at it. We used evidence-informed tools to support both our birth parents and our foster parents to keep kids stable while they're in care and to get them home quickly.
I think it's really important to have this conversation because so many of us hear about a story in the news that's upsetting. We hear about either a family that's dysfunctional for any number of reasons, or a child has been abused and all that. And then, at the bottom of the story, they say the children have been, sent to foster care, but we never really know what happens to them. Do you feel like you are kind of getting to all the children who are in need in this way, or is there still a funding issue? Is there still an imperative to say, you know what, we need more attention, we need more funding? I'm going to guess the answer is the latter, but I'll let you I'll let you weigh in.
Yeah, I agree. Partly why I'm here, right? We want to continue to raise awareness. We always need more funding and support. There are a lot of children and families in need in New York City, and so we're always looking for ways to increase awareness and always increase our pool of foster parents.
Talk about being a foster parent. Who can be a foster parent, who should be a foster parent, and ultimately who becomes a foster parent.
Right. So anyone who has any interest in providing a safe and stable home for children in need should come to us and talk about being a foster parent. A lot of foster parents have shared with me that even raising their own children, it really takes a village, and they've been drawn to be foster parents because they want to provide that support to kids and families in need. Foundling's website, newyorkfoundling.org, offers all the guidelines about becoming a foster parent. Basically, you have to live in New York City, have the space, and be willing to do some basic background checks and medical clearances.
Could you give me kind of a profile of those who have become foster parents, and you would say, wow, they really turned out to be the kind of foster parents we wanted to have? Give me an example. I mean, you would leave names out of it, but who are the people that become good and productive foster parents?
Yeah, it really varies. We have a number of younger foster parents who don't yet have children of their own and want to parent children because they feel for the needs of kids in foster care and want to give back to their community in some way. We have a number of foster parents who have raised their own children, who have sent their children off to college, who are grandparents,
and they want more kids,
and they want more kids.
So
they're feeling a little bored. But anyone really who's willing to provide a safe and stable home, and who's willing not just to work with the child in their home, but to really provide support to the family overall. Our goal is reunification whenever possible.
I can understand some people saying, you know, it's not, and they're listening to us now, they're watching us now, and they're saying, it's not a bad idea. We have the time, we have the space, why not do that? But then they say, you know what, I'm a little bit cautious. Who is this stranger that I'm going to let into my life and into my home? Is there, like, how do we reassure them that they're not going to, frankly, get burnt in the long run, and that this is going to be a worthwhile endeavor for everybody involved?
Yeah, I think foster parents far and away feel the rewards of opening up their home to these kids in need. At Foundling, we offer a number of supports for our foster parents. We're available to them 24/7. We offer medical and mental health services on site. We really approach it as a team. So while foster parents are allowing the children in their home, we like to think that they're not alone, that they're working with a team of people to address their needs.
People to talk to, say, hey, this happened, etc.
Right.
I'm tempted to ask you, and I don't want to put you on the spot, although I'm probably going to do that. I'm tempted to ask you to give me an example of a process that worked. Maybe describe the situation of a youngster that you're aware of, combine that with the situation of the family, how that worked, and then, of course, your dream and goal of reunification, how that worked. You got an example in mind that you probably have more than one?
I do, yeah.
All right, great.
It's the day-to-day life. One of my first experiences in foster care, and I'll always remember, we were working with a young mom who had formerly lost her children to adoption. She had lost her rights to her older children, but had a baby who came into foster care, and the child was placed in a home of a foster parent who she had no relationship with.
A baby of what age? I'm sorry?
She was an infant, so the baby came in at birth, yeah.
Wow.
Extremely hard for a parent to have to be separated from their child at the time of birth. The mother had struggled with some mental health issues and some drug addiction. We were able to engage her in services, really work with her.
Gave the original mom in services, okay.
Right, get her the right kind of treatment to help her remain sober and to get her in the right kind of therapy. Along the way, she developed a really beautiful relationship with the foster parent who had raised children of her own, and again, just wanted to get back to the community, open her home to kids in need. Child returned home within about a year of her placement in care, which is a nice success for us. And what was really nice was that the foster parent and the birth parent maintained a relationship. So 2 years later, that foster parent still has a relationship with the child.
And the child now has a larger community.
Absolutely.
We say it takes a community to raise a child. Now the child has a larger community to
That's
support.
right.
Wow, that's a lovely story. You mentioned a foster parent. Can it be a single parent family?
Absolutely.
It can be.
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make that clear. What is the Blue Party? When is the Blue Party? Who's invited to the Blue Party? Why should we all come to the Blue Party?
The Blue Party is next Wednesday, May 10th. It's
Okay.
being held at the Bowery Hotel in Manhattan. It's an annual event hosted by our junior board to raise money for foster care services. Everyone is invited. Ticket information is available on the Foundling's website, nyfoundling.org.
nyfoundling.org. An annual event?
Yes.
Why is it called the Blue Party? I'm just curious.
Blue
Natural question.
Yeah, no, Blue has some significance for foster care, and that's really, it's a big themed event with all different kinds of food and drink and a lot of fun.
Just a guess, you have unfortunately many more children than you have foster parents available for.
Yes.
You want to characterize that in numbers? You don't want to say?
I can say on any given day, the average has been 50 or so, sometimes upward of that, children at the Children's Center waiting for placement.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is a lot, and so I deliberately asked that question to try and encourage people to, kind of pony up and be part of it and let somebody into your life. Literally change the world.
Absolutely.
I mean, people talk about how can I help, how can I change the world? Well, what better way to do it than to support a child in need? Well, Elizabeth Wright from the Foundling organization, thank you for the great work you do. We'll invite everybody next Wednesday to get over there, nyfoundling.org. That's how you can get more information. And we appreciate all you do for children and families in New York.
Thank you. Thanks.
We'll take a break, and we'll be back right after with more Open.